Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. Yeah, Bitcoin, John, rocking. Hey, Sledge. Hey, Alan. Hey, Valerie. Hey, Dan. Marine. Good to have everybody. Glad to see you. I didn't even put my monster up here. Shoot. Let's put it back on the table here. Here we go. Morning, everybody. Morning, morning. Mad, finally on time. Glad to have you. How's it going, everybody? I had a client come in the office. Sorry, I got behind just a tad. But anyway, let's kick it off here. So all trading involves a substantial risk of loss. Past performance not necessarily indicative of future results. I may be completely full of crap. Nothing I ever have done may happen again. Nothing I ever say may come true. Just keep it in mind. But odds are, if you keep hitting them, you're going to keep hitting them. Anyway, this presentation here, informational, educational, and fun. It is not a recommendation to buy or sell any financial instrument. If you desire that personal financial advice with your own financial situation in mind, you need to hire and consult a financial advisor who has a fiduciary responsibility to take care of you. Otherwise, nobody looks out for you better than you, right? I mean, let's be honest. Personal responsibility, the account you save may be your own. All right? Anyway, a little bit chilly out here today. My little alert just says humid. I don't know what that means. It's kind of cool this morning, like 40 something. I don't know. Anyway, hey, Kevin, Pat, Kimberly, my lovely wife. Glad to see everybody. Good morning. And let's jump into some stuff here. Now, big warning. CPI, CPI, Consumer Price Index, inflation, if you will, comes out tomorrow. Before the market, 8:30, before we do the show tomorrow, get CPI hit. PPI comes out on Thursday, Producer Price Index. That's producer inflation, which usually precedes consumer inflation by 3 to 6 months, sometimes a little more. Those producer prices take time to integrate into the products and then work through, their sales contracts and all sorts of things that are already in place. And the producers have to produce another contract, and then they roll the prices forward. Like for a company I know of, Denso, for instance, they write their logistics contracts out a year ahead, and their sales and logistics contracts. And when they take a hit on logistics, they have to roll that into the next contract they do for delivery to like 5 major auto manufacturers. So they're a car parts supplier, if you didn't know. They operate here in town, and one of my brothers works there. So anyway, morning monsters movers. S&P still working on that breakout. Yesterday, not a strong day. Got a little dip and a little bit of sideways back to scratch. Let's pop up this chart really quickly. So what we have here is a 4-hour chart on the ES. That's the S&P 500's futures. We bottomed out right back here. We topped out right back here in February, mid-February. Bottomed out right here, mid-March. So we took about a month go down here. And then we are back up in April here, almost mid-April. So we've almost gone sideways for 2 months. Little diversion down and back up. 4,300 is finally showing up on this chart right here. And this channel, we're hanging out at the bottom right before the CPI. What does that mean? Well, we could see a massive pop right up to the top here. The top being around 4280, 40, right in the neighborhood of 4,300. Now we could break out, but we could also break down and retrace. Now we have lots of support. You see where we've established support. These are 4-hour candles. All right. So we've established lots of support here at this trend line, including right here yesterday. Or I guess maybe Friday, whatever it was. And we tested right down in here again. Now, depending on the time scale I put on this, it depends on where these lines perfectly are. They do kind of attach themselves to the candles. So when you adjust the candles, they adjust slightly. But we're kind of hanging out near the bottom of the trend line channel, right on this weekly pivot, that blue line. These are weekly pivots. So we got free clear air above us, the monthly pivot all the way down here. Unlikely to go down there, but if we do break down, we'll probably come down here and find support around 4,000 if we start breaking down. All right. So this is the important trend that we have going right now. If we break out here, and we tried to break out here, we tried to break out back here. If we can break out, we can go on a massive squeezy type run on the S&P 500. You can kind of see how the net positioning has been going. The activity's been kind of flat the last several days. Not really selling, not really buying. These are the people that kind of buy and hold these are bigger traders. We had some buying, some buying. Of course, that may have been buying back the shorts they had right here. This is reset to 0 on a daily scale right here. So this is kind of like when I talk about net positioning for the day in Discord, this is how I'm keeping up with it down here. All right, so the last couple of days been kind of flat, not really moving a lot of contracts. And back here we had a lot of longs. We were ending up long. That to me that's why I got pretty biased that we were going to go up. You know, this one, big buy and then took it back on that FOMC print. We had some selling that kind of carried forward, and then didn't really have much going on. Then we got some big sells, big sells, big sells as we went higher. That may have been these guys unloading from back here. So then we've had a little bit of buying and then been kind of neutral. A little bit of buying right at the first of the month, then sitting neutral. All right, remember what I talked about yesterday? The algos, even on the bearish case, that's the algos, more than likely. All right. Now, looking at the S&P 500 3-day chart right here. Nice. Very close to the breakout and on the path. But I still think we're going to see another pullback in here. Usually we get near the high of the wave one. You know, many times poking just a little higher. That could take us up to this 4,300 right there. And then we get another pullback before we go on up. So that's the ideal thing I want to see. What I don't really want to see is we just blast out up here to 4,500 area and then turn down. That coming all the way up to 4,500 first and then turning down can lead to a lower low than we saw back here in October. Remember, these are 3-day candles, all right? So a little bit of, like these are the parameters right now. If we turn down at 4,300, we just have to hold support and then we can go to a new all-time high. If we turn down at 4,500, that's like a big red alert, caution. And keep tuning in, you know. I'll be on top of it, I promise. So anyway, if you want to chat with us, make sure you're a subscriber. That's the requirement. And then while you're doing that, you might as well hit the alert with the little doodads on it for all notifications so that you know when I go live. I'm going live again later at 5 p.m. Eastern and taking your requests for at least 30 minutes this evening. You know, lately we've been going almost an hour with all those requests. So I love to make sure that everybody gets a chance to ask me something. So anyway, that's the path right now. Likely to go hit 4,300, but we're on the bullish side. We've retested the trend line. We're moving up. We got to do the breakout, break above these highs right over here, and then we're on the path to a higher high in the S&P 500. It doesn't feel like it, right? Like all the bad news, all the crap. But stay tuned for more, as they say. All right, moving on here. Let's pop back up. We've looked at the S&P right there, just in the box, consolidating, trying to break out above this stuff. S5FI, hanging out in the middle. Still plenty of room to go all the way back up to 80. We're just hanging out in the middle, consolidating. This is typical and what we saw back here in 2020. Right back over here. Well, we dropped and we consolidated right in the middle. We did get another dip, and then we went up and consolidated at the top. And we kind of just did this. We're gonna consolidate here, maybe go up to test the top. That could be the 4,300 test. Get that retrace, freak everybody out, and then we go up and we just rally until we get to new all-time highs. That's what happened back in 2020. The market is set up the exact same way right now. You know, remember, it echoes. It doesn't, you know, doesn't repeat. It just echoes. Like very similar, but not quite the same. All right. ES, we've already kind of talked about, you know, being held in by the high from December, February, and March. Well, I guess March was down here. April. Like so far, the high in April. We break out 4,300. That's what I like to see. NQ, just consolidating, right? You know, it poked into the red box, just consolidating there. Probably going to go up and test that high from August. That's the 4,300 on S&P. That's the 13,800-ish on NQ. And Russell still has opportunity to catch up. Still farting around down here at the bottom. And IWM has a gap up today with a potential to retrace back to the close of yesterday. DXY getting slammed. That indicates that we may see a big up day in the S&P 500. We were kind of chugging sideways even with that spike yesterday. Now we're getting slammed back down. We could see S&P pop today. Now, stuff that's actually moving, SWAV, Shockwave, potentially breaking out. Shockwave Medical. I was going to say Shockwave. That used to be a web thing there. So breaking out higher over that puts us on a path to probably go... I don't have that fib correctly. Yeah, well, look at that. Perfect. Probably going to go retest this right here. That could be a nice big fat pop right there. Going from 240 up to 260, 270. Then if it breaks out, it could extend up to 360, 410 on the upside. That one looks pretty strong, actually. Very nice. Very, very nice. It did the 1, 2. Yeah, this has a lot of potential right here. Could fail at that 618, but... Oh, look. Yeah, probably going to go up and test that. Get a retrace. Back to the roadmap line. Yeah, there's the target right there. That's a beautiful setup right there. Probably going to go test that. MSTR, a lot of crypto getting a little move here, showing up. Pre-market, we got about 1 minute or so before the market opens. Yeah, that's a break. That's breaking above this stuff is a breakout. Does have this one last high to get above, and then we can go on a big run in MSTR. Yeah, we could go from 300 up to this 500 area. ASML. This one just keeps showing up. I guess the volatility moves, you know, just the price on this thing, the amount of dollars it moves a day, the ATR is just insane for a $600 stock. So it's showing up, probably working on the path. It did that little retrace, and now on the path to get up there. Oh, there's Mara showing up at the market open. Yeah, so that one's still on the path to get up to the 700 area. Morning, Sup here. Morning, Kevin. Morning, Pat. Morning, everybody. Netflix showing up today. Potential breakout target is back to gap fill. Yeah, if we break out over this 350 area on Netflix, I'm probably going to look for a long-term long up to this 500 area, filling that gap right back here from all the way back in early 22 when we gapped down huge. KMX reported earnings. Looks like they beat on the top, not on the bottom, and getting a little pop off of it. Still below the roadmap line. If we can break out over this high from back here in February, that could set that on a path to go up to about 100. Used cars and loans are still in a situation. If you didn't know, you hadn't been paying attention, but that is a triple bottom type pattern, and that can lead to higher prices. You know, triple bottoms do this kind of thing. Shoulder, hedge. And right there. If we break out over that, it can lead to a much bigger move. Oh, that's cool. BT, almost to the 180 target. So we could be looking at a move up to this 125 area on KMX if it breaks out above the neckline there. I'm getting alerts like crazy. Crypto, big move up. PXD, yeah, right up to the roadmap line. That one's a buyout potential from ExxonMobil. ALB, looks like that's rolling over. Breaks below this area it is right here around 200. It can retrace on down. Next support around 170. GDXU, potentially going to break out. That's a 3x leverage. That looks pretty strong. We could rally right up to 200 on that one. Holy moly. 1 for 10. That was a stupid split. Anyway, obviously that one's got some decay to it. So be careful on that leveraged play. Yeah, that's a decaying asset. That was going to trend towards zero even if we get a pop in gold. Be careful on that one. Tesla. Showing up on the movers. But I would be very careful. This has a pattern set up to go extend down here to 145. Even in the face of a bullish market. Since it was outperforming so much this year, we could see it rotation away from Tesla till it gets down here, then people come in and buy it again. So be careful. If we break out above 210, probably going up, but right now it looks like we're on the path down. Yeah, Bitcoin's rocking this morning. Getting alerts like crazy. Akamai looks bearish, but it'll probably go retest this gap at some point right there. Coin, breakout over the roadmap line, breakout above these two highs. 110 is the target. Mara, breaking above the roadmap line. Yeah, 15 is the first target. Up here around 25 is the second target, and we could get extensions. So those aren't the limits, those are just the targets. 15 conservative target right now on Mara. That's a huge, I mean, that's like 50% right there just on shares. Could make some huge percent return on some options. How long? Probably, I would expect a couple weeks, but it could go super fast. Riot also looking like it's going to go up here to the targets. It's almost to the first target at 12. The extension target up here around 15. Maybe as high as 20, and then I would expect a retrace. BHP, and nice bounce off the roadmap line back up through 67. Can take this up to 74 to 78. And then WW, yeah, it's trapped in here with they were getting into pharmaceuticals. That's a big old pop right there. Whatever they announced, that's probably going to retrace that. Probably going to come back and retrace this again, just like it did over here. When it pop up, it retraced. Pop up, probably retrace again. And then I had that alert from BTBT. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. $2 was my first target, coming right back up to these highs. And then we could see a move up to this $3 area. That's a double on your money, and possibly as high as this $4 to $6 area up here. With my target, my personal target, probably around 550. And then FAS, I didn't see it moving on the pre-market, but little pop there, 1%. Come on, Goose, we were looking at huge moves there, like 6-7%, 1%. Anyway, FAS has this is a bullish 3x. Has the opportunity to come back up to where it was consolidating before all the banking crisis crap hit. The banking crisis is not over, but it may sleep for a little while before we really get the next shoe to drop. This is not like 2008. It won't do the same thing. Everybody's like, oh, 2008. Well, remember, the market echoes. It doesn't repeat. All right? So we're not going to do the exact same pattern. We're not going to do the exact same thing. We're going to do something that's similar but different. So we've got the first little flash, and leverage buyouts and there's all sorts of opportunity for things to come apart. So keep coming back for more. I'll try to stay ahead of it all for you. All right. And then, as I talked about yesterday, the algos going crazy, but mainstream media was out in force, beating the drum for a bearish market. What did we do? We rallied all day. It didn't go higher, but we did pretty much rallied all day. Now today, the bias for the day, looking for this to, I don't see strong conviction until we get the CPI in the morning. So we may drift higher, could get a strong rally, but I mean, right up to this resistance, we could get a rally up to there and come back for my prediction on CPI this evening at 5 p.m. That would be what I would say at this point. I'm going to wrap it up here. I'm going to go join Discord and the conversation there. So hope you have a great day. Stay safe. The account you save may be your own. And I'll see you at 5 p.m. Make sure you're subscribed. Hit the notification to get notified when I go live at 5 p.m. See you guys later. Have a great day.